this out.
And now, from Louisville, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world and sports junkies' finest, giving you wagering advice and sports analysis. It's On the Switch with your host, Geno G.
Hello. Welcome back to On the Switch Show. I'm your host, Geno G. As always, I'm with Travis here next to me. Today, we are really excited to talk about a few things. We have something new that we want to bring up as well. But first and foremost, I want to give congratulations to all the stakes winners, the connections, the horses, the trainers from Stars and Stripes weekend at Belmont Park this past weekend. We'll go over the big 5 stake races that they had. The first one being the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Sprint, which was won by Limousine Liberal. This one was 9-5 on the morning line. Obviously, the choice to beat took care of business as there was a fast early pace. Limousine Liberal took maybe a little bit of a wide trip from the one hole, but nonetheless got the job done in the sprint. The Belmont Derby, okay, this was the biggest race of the day as far as purse, was $1.5 million. It was taken down by Catholic Boy, 1.5 miles on the turf. Catholic Boy now winning 2 in a row, heading towards Saratoga, another big race going to be racing on Traverse Day. Looking towards that one, then obviously going to the Breeders' Cup turf. Catholic Boy heading in the right direction, now a winner of 2 in a row. The Belmont Oaks, the filly version of the Belmont Derby, was won by Athena. Athena was an interesting horse because Aidan O'Brien, and we'll get to this in just a minute, Aidan O'Brien brought over Mendelssohn. Aidan O'Brien, also ridden by Ryan Moore. Athena comes over as well to run in the Belmont Oaks. The $1.2 million purse takes it down at a nice price that we had on our email. So again, if you're not part of the email, we'll get to that in a little bit as well. But Athena takes down the Belmont Oaks. One of the most interesting races, and this is what we were getting ready to mention when talking about Mendelssohn, was the Dwyer. The Dwyer was all about Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn was 8-5 on the morning line. Everybody knew Mendelssohn would be pummeled at the betting window. Mendelssohn went from 8-5 to as low as 4-5. Ended up at 3-2 as they went into the gate. Mendelssohn contested and was on the lead of an extremely hot pace. Wasn't able to hold on. Did run what I would consider a really good third, although Mendelssohn I think is a little bit overrated, as Mendelssohn should have absolutely crushed this field. But it was taken down by Frenzy Fire, which is an interesting horse that, if you remember, just 365 days ago, ran in the Derby, has been a little bit lost amongst the stakes ranks, hasn't really got the job done. Did get the job done in the Dwyer, so congratulations to all the connections of Frenzy Fire. Lastly was the Suburban. When we sent out the email, we loved Hopportunity. Hopportunity was a play that we made in the Brooklyn. I really thought and have a future bet for Hopportunity to win the Breeders' Cup Classic. Unfortunately, here in the Suburban, Hopportunity just didn't run at all. Actually, the other horse that we thought or considered about using was Diversify. We thought this race, for the most part, was Hopportunities to lose. If perhaps Opportunity didn't race or didn't run at all, we were going to go towards Diversify. Diversify was the one who took down the Suburban. So overall, an extremely successful Stars and Stripes weekend at Belmont Park. 5 stake races. Of course, like I said, the Sprint, which was taken down by Limousine Liberal. The Belmont Derby, which was taken down by Catholic Boy. The Belmont Oaks, the female version, Athena taking that down. The Dwyer was won by Frenzy Fire. And then lastly, the Suburban. The big one, although not the biggest purse, but the biggest race that day, the Suburban was taken down by Diversify as Opportunity just didn't run. Now, moving on, I want to mention a few things. If you're listening to the show, please go to iTunes, subscribe, drop us a 5-star rating, leave us a comment. We really enjoy that. And what I wanted to get to when it comes to big news, in the upcoming weeks, we're going to be going live stream on YouTube. So please go over to YouTube, subscribe to us, because I'm telling you, in just a couple of weeks, we're going to be going live. And what's so exciting about this, we'll be able to go live when it comes to everything, whether it's fantasy golf. The British Open is coming up in just 2 weeks. Okay. The Breeders' Cup, as we have mentioned, Breeders' Cup is in November. Obviously, in November, there will be football and basketball. Those are going to be daily and weekly things. We want to produce a product as often as we possibly can. And the live stream on YouTube is going to be huge for us. Something that we'll be able to put out as much as we possibly can, especially when it comes to basketball, where there's games every single day besides Friday. Friday, of course, comes to basketball is all Ivy League, but otherwise it's every single day. So we want to make sure to give you as much information, analysis when it comes to NCAA basketball. NCAA football is, going to be 4 days a week at some point. So we want to be able to go live stream to give you as much information as possible all the time. So please go over to our YouTube. We're at On The Switch Show on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Just in a couple weeks, as I said, well, I'm sure we'll have another podcast or two before then to tell you all exactly the date in which we will be going live, but it's soon, and I'm telling you, really soon. So go over to YouTube and subscribe to us on The Switch Show. Next, talking about World Cup, okay? We were down to the Final Four, and what was great about the Final Four is we had Belgium. Belgium was our top pick to win the World Cup at 10-1. We said it from day one. We said it from go. Belgium, Belgium, Belgium. When they played France in the last four, the semifinal, unfortunately, France, although didn't have possession of the ball that often, I believe the final statistics where Belgium had to possess the ball 61% of the time. France really struggled on the last third, but of course, as it's been the entire World Cup, a set piece was all France needed. A header, they put it in the back of the net. France ended up beating Belgium 1-0 yesterday. And what's really exciting about this show, and what I want to emphasize to every single one of you out there, okay, as a family show, this On The Switch, it's myself and my brother-in-law, okay? What we wanted to do is provide a free product. Every single listener out there, you all that are listening today, the opportunity to cash more tickets when it comes to horse racing, to beat your bookie for $100 on, random games, whether it's soccer, football, basketball. We want to give you all the information possible to give you the best opportunity to make money and have fun doing it while watching a game that you love. So what we did here at On The Switch, we gave out selections periodically. We weren't like some of these guys charging $100, giving you 5 plays on a single game. We weren't doing anything like that. We pick and chose exactly what we wanted to play, exactly what we thought were the most valuable plays throughout the entire World Cup. Okay? And when we had a show talking about after the group stage, and we're down into the knockout round now, we said on the right side of the bracket, Croatia at 11-1 to get to the finals just seemed ridiculous. One of the best teams in group play is now 11-1 to get to the finals. We said, look, we still like Belgium. Okay? And we even said, we went to as far as, we still thought it was going to be Belgium, Spain in a final. But if perhaps you wanted value, and this is what we said, value, value, value. If you want value, we have Croatia at 11-1 to get to the final, where really, besides Spain, England was the only other team on that right side of the bracket to be afraid of. Croatia didn't have to play Spain, luckily. I mean, perhaps they could have lost, a game against Spain, but they didn't. They got to avoid Spain, and then when they play England, they're down 1-0. Literally down in the dumps. After an hour of play, I really thought perhaps England would win 3-0. That's just how it was. England was possessing the ball. They were getting into the last third. They were getting opportunities. Although they never really put them on goal, the aggressive team was England, not Croatia. And it ends up, Croatia gets kind of a set piece. They get a header. Next thing you know, it's tied at 1. Then all of a sudden, England's like, whoa, they literally dropped the ball. Okay, I mean, uncharacteristic play from goalie being out of position all the time to forwards not being able to possess the ball, pushing, trying to make plays that just aren't there, forcing it so much. Next thing you know, Croatia is not only controlling the entire game, they're the only team that is getting shots. Ends up being in overtime. And, again, we'll get to my specific bet when that I posted on Twitter, but ends up in extra time. I believe it was the 104th minute. Croatia scores a goal, wins 2-1. After down 1-0, they win 2-1, now go to the finals. And yes, here at On The Switch, we gave you all Croatia 11-1 to get to the finals. It was $20 returns you $220. We even went as far as, if perhaps you believe in Croatia to getting to the final, you don't really know what's going to happen on the other side. We liked Belgium, but you don't really know what's going to happen on the other side. If you wanted them to win it all, they were 22-1. So if perhaps they win, talking about Sunday against France, 22-1, $20 would have returned $440. This is what we do on this show. We're here to provide you as much information as possible to give you the best opportunity to maximize your dollar. Okay? We're not here to literally charge you $100 for 100 plays on a day. It's not what we're here for. We want value just as much as you do. Right? So what we're here to do is to give you value. Giving you Croatia at 11-1, one of the best teams in the world right now, 11-1 to get to the finals, that's what we gave you. We also told you if you want to take a higher risk, take them to win it all at 22-1. That's where the value was. It's not with Brazil at 2.7-1. We didn't like Brazil at all. As a matter of fact, when Belgium played Brazil, we posted on Twitter saying, hey, Belgium, big, play it big, right? Another winner. Over this entire World Cup, we went 15-3-3. 15 wins, 3 losses, 3 ties, which included yesterday as we took over 2 goals, 2-1 Croatia, another winner. 15-3-3. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pat my back and say, I'm the greatest handicapper when it comes to soccer, because I'm not going to sit here and say it's not my best game. It's not. But I found enough value in the entire World Cup to make money for you. For you. So now, how about this? We say we pride ourselves on analysis, analytics, statistics, things that are important that people don't know. How about this stat? Over the last 5 World Cups, not necessarily in order, but over the last 5 World Cups, in which a semifinal was played and where the final will be played. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. Croatia yesterday played England where the final is going to be played. The same field, right? The last 5 World Cups that happened were a semifinal, right? Not any other time, but a semifinal was played on the same field as the final. The team who won that semifinal won the final. Now, what's interesting about this is Croatia, obviously, won yesterday. Now play France, which I think is a very good matchup for them. They will be the underdog. They will 100% be the underdog. I'm going to take Croatia outright. Outright. Not PKs, not to win. Outright. Regular time, they're going to win 2-1. 2-1. Book it down. It's very possible the over-under could be 2 goals. I would probably lean towards the over, and I'll take Croatia. So mark that down, 15-3-3. We'll put that record on the line. Take Croatia. Take the over. Love it. Love it. So lastly, what I want to go over, what's up next? We mentioned YouTube. We mentioned going live. What's more important to me is horse racing is coming towards an end, and we want to introduce you to the next step of our show, which is going to be college football. So over the next week or so, I've been looking over and unders for wins of teams in the NCAA. I think there are a couple of things that seem a little quirky to me, and where there could be lots of value to make money on over and under for number of wins for specific teams. So over the next week or so, probably not even that long, over the next couple of days, what I'm going to do is settle those down into my top 5 or top 10. And I'll give those out here on the show, perhaps over the next couple of days or so. So could be a week, but I'll say over the next couple of days, I will give you my top 5, maybe top 7 over and under wins for the college football season. And I'll give you a hint. The number 1 team is going to be Florida State. Florida State. The over-under is 7.5. Now, some people think that's low. Some people think that's about right. But we'll go over that. That's going to be my number 1 team. I can tell you that right now. I love one side of that, and we'll go into great detail about that. Next, and again, we pride ourselves for the first part of our show on horse racing. And horse racing is really big for us. We obviously live in Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Derby. And I love Del Mar. I have family that live out in San Diego. I've been to Del Mar a couple of times. Del Mar is one of the most beautiful tracks in the world, and I love handicapping Del Mar. With Del Mar also comes Saratoga. Saratoga is another track that I love. There's lots of value in the baby races. So these are 2 tracks that I will be giving deep analysis on the email route. Again, we've talked about this before 100 times. Reach out to us. YouTube, iTunes, Twitter at OnTheSwitch1. You can email us at GenoG@OnTheSwitch.com. You can email Travis at TravisAtOnTheSwitch.com. However, get a hold of us. Get on the email route. We'll be breaking down deep analysis of Del Mar and Saratoga both. It's 2 of my favorite tracks all year. We'll be breaking down those as well. I don't know if I say this enough. I appreciate each and every one of you all that listen. We have multiple ratings now, all 5 stars, and again, that goes to you all. I can't explain into words how appreciative we are on the Switch, how much we enjoy doing this for you all, and I want you all to know more than anything that the reason why we are here is so you all, the random person, can cash more and have more fun watching football games, watching basketball games. You know, there's nothing like watching a game. It's like, oh, Oklahoma and Texas are playing basketball. Let's watch this. And you watching, oh, that was a good game. Why not have $20 on it and win 20? That's what we're here for. We're not here to charge you $100 a month for, 1,000 plays and we're going to be profitable over a long period of time. It's not what we're here for. We're here to give you the most value for a single play over and over and over again. And I can promise you, as I've done for many years, I am profitable over the long span of time. Obviously, everybody has down streaks. It's part of the game. But I'm here to give you the most value, and I hope the World Cup, and if you followed me on Twitter, you can go through my entire timeline on Twitter. You can count them up. I've had a profitable Churchill Downs. I had a profitable Preakness Stakes. I had a profitable Belmont Stakes. I had a profitable World Cup. I'm telling you, this is my passion. This is what I'm here to do. I was put on this earth to give you all this information, what some people call useless information in my mind. I'm giving that to you all for the sole purpose to make you all money. If you all have any questions whatsoever, again, reach out to us. We're on everything: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We'd be more than happy to answer any and all of your questions here on the Switch Show. If you all have any requests of any ideas of anything to talk about, we'll also be talking about the British Open. I forgot to mention that, but we'll be talking about the British Open, which is just in a couple of weeks, golf. So we're going to try and touch base on a lot of things. But again, it's all about you all. It's all about what you all want, all about what you all need, and trying to give you all the most information that we possibly can. From myself and Travis here at On The Switch Show, we want you to stay with us as we go live on YouTube the next couple weeks. And as always, remember, we love you all.
On the Switch.